Fellas, ladies and gents, after taking some time to myself and actually using Nahida on my own time, I can honestly gladly say that she's pretty damn good. But quickly, before we start, remember to sub and like if you enjoyed, help the channel reach 2K subs soon, it would really mean a lot. Thanks, and I greatly appreciate it. Honestly, I don't think it should be to anyone's surprise that Nahida is way better than Dendro Traveler and Kale. She can apply so much Dendro off-field and do a good amount of damage even with a support build. The way she works is by using her elemental skill. She applies a mark to every enemy affected by it, and I believe a max of 8 enemies can be marked at the same time. All the enemies marked by this will be linked to one another up to a certain distance. When one of the marked enemies takes damage, all the other linked enemies will take Dendro damage based off of Nahida's attack and elemental mastery stat. And in my opinion, you want to build as much EM as you possibly can on her, and you will see why in a second. The mark will allow so much Dendro application both on and off field that it blows Kale and Dendro Traveler out of the water. It has such a short cooldown, and it's ridiculous how frequently she applies Dendro to the enemy. Her domain expansion, aka her burst, enhances her kit even further. It doesn't apply Dendro itself, but what it does is improve the effects of the mark she applies depending on the elements of each character in the party. Pyro characters increase the damage of the mark, Electro characters increase the frequency of which it can activate, and Hydro characters will just increase the duration of the burst. These effects will also increase depending on how many characters of that element are in the party. By the way, this thing is around the same size as the floor of the abyss, so it's going to be pretty easy to set up your rotations with this thing. The main reasons why you want to stack EM on her is her first passive. It gives 25% of elemental mastery from the party member with the highest EM stat to the character on field. Her second passive also increases the damage percent and crit rate of the mark based on her EM stat, and with all of this added together and the before mentioned scaling of her mark, this is why in my opinion you should stack full EM on her. And perhaps you can get away with crit damage circlet. There's also no need to build a lot of energy recharge onto her because her burst only costs 50, and even as the solo Dendro character, it's more than enough. For artifacts, just go Deepwood for Bloom related teams. For Quicken and main DPS Nahida, just go Gilded Dreams for the EM stat. I'm not too sure about weapons because I don't really have many options myself, but I just use Sac Frags for the EM stat, and I'm sure anything that can raise her support capabilities will do just fine. I think maybe Lost Prayer can work for main DPS, but it's not really that great. Widsith can also work as well. Her main role in a team is a support slash sub DPS Dendro applicator. Whatever Traveler and Kale can do, Nahida can do even better. Easier setups, better damage, better Dendro application, smoother rotations, you name it. Think of her as kind of a Dendro child, I guess. Both are arguably the best applicators of their element. You might be wondering if Nahida is good enough to be the only Dendro applicator in the team, and yeah, she's honestly more than enough. I guess maybe in a Nilo Bloom team, you might want to get another one, but since she applies Dendro so frequently, I think she's fine as she is as the solo Dendro applicator. And on top of that, she's one of the very few characters that can buff EM. The only other characters that can do this are Sucrose, C2 Kazuha, and C6 Diona, I believe. I haven't really gotten around to making an on-field DPS Nahida, but I'm fairly confident that you can easily make it work. And because she's also pretty self-sufficient and easy to work around. Is she meta though? That's the big question. She's definitely a lot more valuable than Dendro Traveler and Kale, that's for sure. Seeing as how Quicken and Bloom teams are very strong even before Nahida, she just makes it work a lot more efficiently. So yeah, I definitely think she's up there for sure. Definitely the best Dendro character in the entire game. One of the most versatile supports and very flexible. At worst, she's at the top of high tier, if not top tier. But don't feel forced to pull for her, guys. I don't think there will ever be a point in time where any character is a must pull. The main reason why I regret getting her is just because she's so unnecessarily good. Dendro Traveler already gets the job done just fine, and I also regret wiping to get her because Genesis crystals are expensive. Anyways, remember to sub and like if you enjoyed. Help the channel reach 2K subs soon. Feel free to join the Discord. Have a good night and day wherever you're at, and I'll see you all next time. Peace and take care.